Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, I'll be teaching you how to tie full round gele using two different methods. I'll go with the first one. I will show you the second one in my next video. Let's go with the first one. I'm using 3-layer length 70-30 front crossing. This is not all round gele where you cross the first one round the edge. This one is front crossing. You take it slantly. I'm making my base. Make your base neatly, make sure it is neat. Then arrange at the back. As you plenty of the front, do the same with the back and make sure it is neat. Give the second one to your client, your model. There's no one there to help with that. Then start with the second one. Don't make too many base. 4 5 is enough. 4 5 6 it is enough. Making too much base is really uncalled for. It is not necessary. So just take your planes like 6 5 4 is enough. And make sure to do well, arrange it well, make it neat. Like the base has to be neat, since it's not something you can come back to do, so you have to do it very neatly. You say that I'm arranging, I just want it to be as neat as possible. And cross it to the front and make sure it's centered on the nose bridge. Pin it down. Since you are using length 70-30, surely there is no way you can tie it, so pin it down tightly and pin slantly. Don't go and pin horizontally or vertically. You can easily injure your customer like that, but when you pin slantly, that's the best. Now I make sure it is tight enough so it wouldn't affect my gele later. You make sure it is tight. If you ask your customer, like, is it tight enough, is it tight, then you know whether to adjust it or more before you pin it down. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm making sure that the base is as neat as possible. Now we'll start with making the plinth for the round gele. When you are doing your round gele, when you are taking the plinth, when you take from one edge, take it to the other edge. That is why that is the only way to prevent your gele from one hand getting shorter and the other one getting longer, and in the end your full fan will turn to, your full round gele will turn to half fan. And that usually happen to many gele artists, especially the beginners. Like, I've had so many people complaining to me, how do I tie round gele, whenever I try to tie round gele, it always turns to be half round and the other one with like full, like fan, things like that. I've had complaining about that a lot. So that's the only way to prevent it. When you take your plinth, make sure you take it to the other end. And I do have for it to be easy for you to pick your plinth, make sure you put the bag like the starting point where your gele starts from. You push it down like I did earlier, and that will create space for you to be able to pick your plinth easily, especially if the gele is hard one. If the gele is hard one, it will be difficult for you to pick your plinth. And if you want your gele to be full, please make sure you take your plinthing small. When you take plinthing big, that is when you have a complaint that, oh, my gele is not big, my gele is this, it's flat, is this, is that. That's because you take your plinthing too big. Make sure you take to the end, from the end down to the other edge of your gele. And always make sure that you are checking your gele. Check the check it that okay, oh, the length is still the same, like the length is still the same. You see, like I'm doing now, I'm trying to check it. See that I'm touching the other end of the gele, the side that I haven't printed, to make sure okay it is the same thing. One side is not long and the other side is getting shorter. When one side is getting long, the other side is getting shorter, there is no way it will surely turn to a fan gele. You take your planting small, take it to the other end. You might later release it, but always make sure you take it to the other end, you get. And raise your hand a little bit for you to be able to pick it. My gele is soft, so it's giving me hard time for it to stay, like it's not staying. It's a bit soft. You see what I did there? That because you can see that my gele, there's nothing like, oh, one side is big and the other side is small. That is because I make sure that one end is not long and the other end is now short. So you take your planting, don't forget, when you're taking your planting, you take equal length from the beginning to the down end of the gele. So when you are done like this is the first method. When you are done, the next thing for you to do is arrange. Once you get your planting correctly, for you to arrange will not be difficult. Once you get your planting correctly, for you to arrange will not be difficult. My gele is soft, so I have to tell my model to hold it for me, because if not it will keep losing back. So I have to tell her to hold it for me, then I start arranging it. Taking your planting or achieving your fan is not difficult. When you are used to it, all you have to do is keep practicing until you master it. Taking your planting, taking fan or round gele is not difficult. Once you have mastered your technique, it will not be difficult for you to achieve. So the thing is, for you to arrange, if you don't know how to arrange, you can even end up losing your round gele into fan if you don't know how to arrange properly. So you need to arrange your gele, and as I'm arranging, I am raising it up because I want my gele to be tall. Though my gele, the gele that I use is a bit soft, so as I'm pulling it up, like it's relaxing back, it's not standing like I want it, and that's because it is soft. If I use a new gele that is still a bit hard, not as soft as this, it will surely stand and be very, very tall as much as I want it. As you are raising it up, make sure to arrange it again. You see, this is the end. I told my person holding the camera to zoom it for me. See, as I'm arranging it, I will arrange. And when you are pushing your gele up for it to be tall, please make sure that the first 2 or 3 plinths on the down is, you are holding it tightly. You see that I'm not leaving it, I am not releasing it. I'm holding the first 3 or 4 plinths down tightly, because that one cannot be, you can't shift it off. If you shift it off, your gele might fall off, that plinth might fall off. So the down, which is like the base, you have to hold it tightly down, then push the rest up. You have to hold it tightly down, then push the rest up. At any point, I am not tying my gele. In the second video, if you want to tie your gele, I'm going to teach you how you do that, because I'll be teaching you that in the next video. But in this video, I am not tying the gele. I'm only going to pin it all through. You see that my planting is much, and that's because I take it little, and I'm not taking big planting, I'm taking it little. You see that I did not tie my gele. I only rolled it. I roll it twice, then before I pin it down. Be careful while pinning, not to poke your customer head or injure yourself. And look at it. It would have been taller if my gele is not soft. Instead of it slipping back, it would have been taller that I would have been able to raise it. And look at it. See how neat it is. See you in my next video. Click like and subscribe. Bye.